Ahead of the off-cycle polls in Edo State, the gladiators jostling to occupy the state government house are intensifying and perfecting strategies to guarantee them an edge over their rivalries. According to political observers on the readiness for the Edo governorship election, it is likely going to be a three-horse race by every ramification. There is every indication that the election will be a test of might amongst the People's Democratic Party, motivated by the incumbency weight of the governor, the APC, propelled by both Oshiomhole and the federal might, and the Labour Party, still under the propelling force of Peter Obi and his movement that won the state in 2023 presidential election. Now, joining me, of course, to discuss this virtually is Esosa Ewere, is the spokesperson at Swear Igwe Campaign Council. I also have Felix Isere as Deputy Director of the APC New Media Committee, who, of course, would be joining at some point. But I have Esosa at the moment. Thank you for staying with me right now.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. And how's the studio over there? Thank you.
Oh, very well. Thank you. All right. Let me start by asking, how is it looking, for the People's Democratic Party, particularly with recent happenings in the state and the elections just a few weeks away?
We are dotting our I's and crossing our T's. We're doing the needful, engaging the locals, engaging the various classes of people in Edo to ensure that the Aswe Ogie message of pathfinding a prosperous prosperity for all Edos, that message, that gospel sinks down to the very grassroots areas in Edo, and ensure that our people are able to get the message in their various mother tongues, the Beninese, the Essans, the Afemais, the Esakos, the Auchi, and all what have you. So we are doing the needful, taking our campaigns from bottom to top, ensuring that our messages are sinking, our people are getting our messages, and the destructive tendencies of the APC, for which Edo State has its own fair share, is very much played down. So much so that our people are no longer, they are not very much aware of the hardship that the APC has brought upon Nigerians, for which Edo people also have their share. The poverty, the hopelessness, the cankerworm, the caterpillar that the APC has brought upon our people. So we are doing the needful, and it's looking bright. It's looking so well. It's looking so fortunate for the PDP and our candidates, Aswe Udalo and Osa Odionge. And we do strongly believe that as we take our message down the grassroots, more Edos at home and abroad, we continue to galvanize the needed support to ensure that our candidates, Aswe Udalo and Osa Odionge, get to Osadebe Avenue come November this year. Thank you so much.
How united is the PDP in the state? And how united is the People's Democratic Party in Edo State?
We are very much united. Although at the beginning there were hitches, there seemed to be some breakages and disunity amongst members of the party for reasons that are very, very genuine reasons, germane reasons. There's no way you can rule it out. Politicians must be aggrieved, but over the course of time, reaching out to people who have shown certain grievances, reaching out to people who have summoned courage to exhibit or to speak about their grievances, and with the capacity and caliber of candidates that we have on the front, Aswe Udalo, Osa Odionge, with vast experience, a very large amount of experience that they have garnered over the years in the course of their public service to Nigerians and the rest of the world. So we have been able to use them as a cover to ensure that the party goes into the polls September 21st as a united front, as a formidable front, as a strong, formidable, unbreakable, undivided front. And that is where that is how we are going into the election, a united body. So we are now even more united than the PDP has been.
All right, let me leave you for a moment, Mr. Were. Let me bring in Mr. Iseri on this one. He's the Deputy Director of the APC New Media Committee. Thank you for joining me, on this particular conversation, Mr. Felix Were. Iseri, sorry. All right, so once again, thank you for joining us.
Can you hear me very well?
Yes,
hear you very well.
I can hear you now. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Great. I would like to believe that to a very large extent you had some of the things Mr. Ewere said. You might just want to react to a few, but I'd also ask you an open question too. The elections, go-by elections in the States is just a few weeks away, and there has been recent, happenings, particularly within the APC. What is it looking like for the APC ahead of the polls?
Thank you for the question. I've been listening to my good brother, Sosa speaking. I actually sympathize with him. I sympathize with him because it's actually a very bad time for them. It's actually a very unfortunate time for them. Since morning, they've been mourning the fact that they lost their pay against the deputy governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibo, who is in the APC. I'm sympathizing with him because for the first time in the history of elections in Edo State, or possibly in Nigeria, I am seeing members of the ruling party becoming the opposition party. For the first time in the history of politics in Edo State, of election in Edo State, I'm seeing ruling party becoming agents of propaganda, seeing ruling party becoming critics of the opposition. This is the first time I'm seeing it. While we are taking the narratives, while we are pushing the agenda for the campaign, they have only become critics, wailers, criers, and tormentors. That is one of the symptoms of failure. So for me, I sympathize with them. I understand the fact that they know what is happening already. They understand the reality. For APC, I can tell you for sure that if an election is conducted today, I doubt if the PDP will be able to win more than 2 local governments as of today, from the reality on ground.
Really?
As you can see today.
Why do you think the PDP will not be able to, get more than 2 local governments in the state?
The statistics are there. Today, the candidate of our party was in Ewoyimi. Ewoyimi is where the candidate of PDP came from. I can tell you, the video is everywhere. Even despite the high rainfall, the entire committee was empty because the committee people are saying that, Aswan Igodaro was the chairman of Sterling Bank. He was the chairman of several companies. He has not been able to make any impact in the community. Why should we support him? If you see for the past 1 week since we started our campaign, we have taken our campaign to villages, we have taken it to houses, we have taken it to communities, we have taken it to wards, we have taken it to local governments. Edo people are buying into our program, they are buying into our campaigns, while they are disassociated themselves from Obaseki. The most unfortunate part of this election, why it's very difficult for PDP to win this election, is because this election is not between Aswan Igodaro and Modi Okpebolo. This election is not between PDP and APC or Labour. This election is between Governor Godwin Obaseki and Edo people. Edo people are ready to pay Obaseki in his own coin. The coin of disappointment, the coin of betrayal, the coin of underdevelopment, the coin of promises, the coin of anger, the coin of bitterness, the coin of harassment, the coin of intimidation. That is what Edo people are ready to pay back. And I can tell you, like what I said when I started, is that I doubt if election is conducted today, if PDP will be able to win 2 local governments. The market women, Etosa market women, Satana market women, Upper market women are ready to pay him back. This was a man who told us that he's not ready to promote confederalism. But today, the man is bringing his business partner to come and start from where he continued from. If you go to Edo State today, you will be surprised that is this a state really run by a supposed technocrat? a man that they believed that he had all intellectual capacity to transform Edo State. When Oshomole was leaving power, he never struggled to deliver Obaseki. Oshomole delivered Obaseki as a governor without stressing himself because his performance spoke for him. But today, the governor is even disassociating himself from the Aswan Igodaro because he has become a bad market to the candidates. Today, Aswan Igodaro is struggling to even see if he can win to local government because Obaseki has done so much damage to his campaign. I sympathize with him. If Aswan Igodaro had come out from a neutral party without associating with Obaseki, maybe he would have been able to win at least 4 local governments. But today, he is unable to say that he can win 2 local governments. This morning, I woke up to realize that the PDP, they have transferred their aggression, they have transferred their attack, they have transferred their pains to the Labour Party candidates. Today, they have left APC because they thought that the more they attack APC, the more they lose the steam, while
Felix,
the more we progress.
I'm sorry, I need to leave you for a moment because I noticed that Esosa has been laughing. I want to believe maybe he has a few things to react. But in addition to what you might want to react to, I want to also put this to you. Esosa, right now we have a deputy governor that was reinstated, which many consider a major blow in some way to the current administration. The governor being a member of the People's Democratic Party, the deputy governor by court ruling, the APC. And now the elections is just a few weeks away. Maybe you might just want to also factor that into your response. Let's hear you.
I will bring that into my response in the course of my discourse. But you can see that my brother is, if you listen to my brother with an open mind, you will deduce a level of bitterness, anger, and all what have you, aggression, violence, and all that. I really don't know why. Just 2023 here, about a year or 2 years ago, my brother spoke like this in favor of the PDP. And now he's talking again in favor of the APC. So Felix is my brother, he's my friend. We've been on for quite some time. But in terms of discussing political issues, serious political issues, Felix is not one that should be taken seriously and all that. That aside, we have a deputy governor. Mobile Marvelous is a deputy governor.
How about Philip Tribal?
Led administration will I don't want to go there. It's not necessary to our campaigns.
There's a court ruling to that effect.
The Obaseki-led administration will be running up November 12th this year. Between now and November, you have just about 3 or 4 months. So we are prepared for the elections. In Ikpobaoha precisely, I just got back from a campaign to Wotiri. We have finished the first phase of the campaign at the Ikpobaoha level. We started the second phase today with Wotiri. We have 10 wards, and the entire Ikpobaoha is bigger than 5 local government areas in Edo Central put together. Felix is very much aware of that, and no APC can come close. No Labour can come close to say they want to. They want to garner 1 or 2 votes. It's not about sounding bitter. It's not about insults. When you asked me a question, you asked me how is the PDP faring. I opened my statement with what we have been doing since the last 1 year and how much we have been able to sink our campaigns down the grassroots to ensure that the locals are able to get the message in their respective...
I'm sorry, I understand that we need to go on a break, a commercial break. But before we go on that break, I need you to be clear on this. Who currently, according to you, is the deputy governor of the state? Is it Philip Shaibu or Mobile Godwin?
Deputy governor of Edo State.
You said?
Mobile Marvelous from Edo North is the deputy governor of Edo State. That is clean and clear. There is nothing anybody can do about it.
All right. I want to believe that Felix might want to respond to that, but we need to go on a quick break. When we return, of course, the show continues. Stay with us. If you're just joining us, this is Politics HQ on News Central Television. And of course, we are discussing matters arising as regards the Edo State. I still have my guest with me. Asosai Were is the spokesperson for the Asue Ogie Campaign Council, and also Felix Isere, Deputy Director of the APC New Media Committee. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. All right. Let me pick up with you, Felix, on this one. Just like Asosa said, for them, the deputy governor still remains mobile, marvelous, even though there is a court ruling as regards reinstating Philip Shaibu. Your reaction?
I think before I react to that, let me quickly respond to my brother. I am not this type of person that believes in, personal attacks. I believe that we should be mature enough to discuss issues without addressing individuals. When you see members of the ruling party, moving away from issues and discussing individuals, attacking individuals, it shows the fact that they have lost steam. It shows the fact that they have lost hope in the election and they have become the opposition. But to quickly respond to him, I think between both of us, the person who should not have any moral right to speak is himself. All my life, I have struggled to survive on my own, everything I've done on my own, so I have every moral right to speak as an Edo man who also to survive by himself. He should not be speaking when people like us are speaking, because in all his life, he has survived by bootlicking politicians. He has survived by politics. I have never held any position. He should be the one that should be ashamed of himself, because all the time he has always been against PDP. He has always insulted PDP. He has always attacked PDP. But today, the same PDP that he spoke against some years ago is the same PDP that is selling today. So between both of us, I think he doesn't have any moral right to speak when people like us who have earned respect for ourselves, who have built reputation for ourselves, who have built our personal career by ourselves, to be speaking. To answer your question, I think issue of deputy is a foreclosed matter. It's an effrontery on the Court of Appeal for Ewere Esosa to sit here and attempt to derail the judgment of the Supreme Court of the Court of Appeal today. It is an effrontery on the judiciary for PDP under the leadership of Governor Obaseki, as spoken by Ewere Esosa, to attempt to ridicule a valid judgment of the Court of Appeal today, affirming Shaibu as the authentic deputy governor of the Edo State. So whosoever they have given appointment, whether it's a special advisor to governor on deputy governor Mantawa or Mobayo, my advice on him is that he should not allow the likes of Ewere Esosa, who believes that the only way you can ever be relevant is when you hold political power, to push them into judicial rascality, into disobeying the valid court judgment. So, as you can see, Shaibu is the deputy governor of Edo State. The court has spoken. I'm not going to hold my personal opinion. I'm not going to be emotional about it. The Court of Appeal has given judgment today, and it is my advice for them to simply obey it until the Supreme Court says otherwise. If they claim that they have filed for a stay of execution, a stay of execution that has not been heard, how do they intend to rely on a stay of execution whose application was only filed and has not been heard by a local court? So, by the judgment of today, as far as we are concerned, as far as the Court of Appeal did not also give any order for stay of execution, I think that they need to obey the decision of the Court of Appeal today. Any attempt to disobey that will attempt to contempt the court.
All right. Felix, let me leave you. Let me go back to Esosa. In a recent, will I call it town hall or campaign somewhere around the Edo North, the candidate of the APC, that's Monday Okpebolo, actually did say that a state of emergency should be declared on roads, education, security, and agriculture, saying that the current administration did not do well. I'd like you to react to this.
What has it done since he became a senator? More than a year. A state of emergency should be declared on roads in Edo. Does it know the kilometer of roads that the Obaseki-led administration has done? In terms of education, between first and fifth today in Edo, we rank with him. With the Edo Best initiative that we have, the Edo Best reforms that we have, our pupils, particularly at the primary school level, have become one to reckon with anywhere in the world. Back in the day when before Obaseki became a governor, even teachers could not read. I'm sure you've seen video of former governor Shomole teaching a teacher how to read back in the day. That was before Governor Obaseki became governor. But since Governor Obaseki became governor 2016 up until now, the narrative has changed. Our teachers today are able to operate their tablets. They are able to even instruct or teach from the comfort of their zones. Our students are more decent, they are more refined, they are more.
I think we are having a bit of connectivity issues there with Esosa. Maybe we should just bring in Felix, if at all he would like to react to some of the achievements. Okay, I think we have you back. Esosa, we lost you for a moment. Please continue.
I have said that the educational system in Edo has improved drastically between 2016 and now. And with what the Aswe Ogie Campaign Council has developed as a manifesto, a pathway to prosperity for all.
I'm sorry. We can't take that. That will be, of course, commercial. But
for which the APC has not been able to sit down to develop a simple manifesto for their campaigns. You are talking of a declaring state of emergency. On which roads? Since he became a senator, in his Edo Central, where he's representing the Edo Central people at the Red Chamber, how many kilometers of roads has he done? How many school blocks or classroom blocks has he built? How many industries has he been able to attract to Edo Central, at least to help his people? So when you're talking of declaring a state of emergency, you must start with an example from what you have done. You should be able to articulate and itemize what you have done, and then the government of the day can borrow a leaf from what you have done for your people to do for the larger community of Edo people. But you haven't done anything.
All right.
We've not even heard him
but there are also allegations.
In fact, it should be the one in this interview, not Felix Iseri. It should be the one in this interview, because we've not heard him speak. What has he said?
Okay, but there are also allegations that Aswe Ighodalo. There are also allegations that Aswe Ighodalo is not a grassroots man, that he cannot even, speak the local language. I don't know, saying if you can't speak the local language and relate to the people, how can you be their leader?
I don't know how speaking a language or speaking one's language became a prerequisite for good governance or for performance. Aswe Ighodalo in the last 40 years has been visiting his home. He has a house in Ewoimi, where he is from. Before he did the declaration for governorship, declaring his interest to run for governorship in Benin, he first declared in Ewoimi, asking his people for their support, blessings, and prayers. So, and the people came out in their numbers. I was there physically, so I saw the turnout of Ewoimi people rallying behind their son to become the next governor of Edo State, after Obaseki must have graciously stepped out November this year. So if you say he does not know how to speak his language, he is not close to his people. The one that knows how to speak his language, what impact has he made? With the extra language that he can speak fluently, what impact has he made? Aswe Ighodalo is the chairman of Sterling Bank. We have a Sterling Bank here in Benin branch, and you have Edo people as members of staff of that Sterling Bank here in Benin, and even other branches outside Benin. How many industries has Okpebolo built? They said he developed one software that China is using. What? My brother, please.
Let me leave you for a moment. Let's leave you for a moment, Sosa. Let's move to Felix, because I can see him itching to respond.
What Aswe Ighodalo, my brother Dayo, just give me a minute. What Aswe Ighodalo has been able to articulate for Edo people as his campaign mantra is security. He has also looked at environment. He's also looking at the well-being of Edo people. He is looking at infrastructure. And
all right. Sorry, because you're pressed for time. I want to bring in Felix.
So what has the APC
Felix,
together? Please,
your response to what some of the things Felix has said, because you're pressed for time. I noticed you are itching to respond.
Like what I said before, listen to my brother, I see the reactional way he speaks, and like what I said before, I sympathize with him. I understand the fact that he's struggling. Listening to him trying to compare a senator that was elected in last 1 year to a governor of about 8 years, it shows the level of failure of the government. It shows that you have to compare a man that was elected to make laws as a fundamental duty to a man that has billions of naira to develop Edo State. It shows the way we have reduced Edo State to the fact that the state government doesn't understand their responsibility. In comparing Aswan Ighodalo and Mode Okpebholo, they are like parallel lines that can never meet. Mode Okpebholo is a one-sided coin. Like what they say that a one-sided coin is not a good tender. But for us, is a one-sided coin, there's a good tender. He has never held any political office, but he has contributed to community development. There was a time when the people of Esan were gathering money together to secure their Talapa security network. He contributed millions of naira to it. Sadly, the man that is the chairman of Sterling Bank only contributed 100,000 naira. It is unfortunate to realize that a man who is the chairman of Sterling Bank.
Can you avoid mentioning the brand? Thank you.
No, he mentioned the name of the bank, so I have to respond to him. A man who has had different offices in sector. A man who was the head of Alago Udara for 8 years, who could not build one school in his village, who could not build one infrastructural development in his village, who could not bring electricity to his village, is comparing himself to a man that has given scholarship to people, a man that has built schools, a man that has given scholarship, a man that has contributed to Esan development. Why did you think that the people of Esan elected him to become a senator? He was the first opposition member out of PDP that ever won election in Edo Central as a senator. That shows that the man is in line with his people. The man has been there for his people. He has supported his people. I challenge Ewere Esosa to tell me one person today in Edo State that has been built by Aswan Ighodalo. That this man, based on what he has achieved, he was able to build these people today who are doing very well today. But today, I can give you names of people that Mode Okpebholo built who are doing very well. I want you to understand something. When Obaseki came as a governor who was from the Benin extraction, Akwa Shomole. Today, I can tell you that we have billionaires from Edo North, from Edo Central, from Edo South that Oshomole made as a governor. We have legacy projects today. For example, the Central Hospital he built in Ring Road, the Yamo University, the Red Road Revolution, a lot of legacy projects today that we can say that Oshomole, even the Comrade Bus, these are the legacy projects of Oshomole. Today, apart from the fact that the governor has embarked on cosmetic projects like the cleansing of the secretariat, I challenge Ewere Esosa to tell us one legacy project the governor is leaving. That this was what he said. Oh, he wants to tell me that the man brought the shop racks. That is what he wants to tell me. He wants to tell me that the man brought Jara. That is what he wants to tell me. That is the achievement of the governor. That shows the level of failure of this government. So, Edo people have a choice to choose between a man like Mode Okpebholo, who has shown community development, than a stranger like Aswan Ighodalo.
All right, I'm sorry, Felix. I'm afraid we need to go. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the program with me. So, Where is the spokesperson, Aswe Ogie, Campaign Council, and also Felix Isere, the Deputy Director of APC New Media Committee, joining virtually. Gentlemen, once again, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
All right. And on that note, we'll go on a quick break. When we return, we will be changing gears to something Nigerians are currently contending with, and that is the scarcity of premium motor spirit. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. This is still Politics HQ. Now, the biting scarcity of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, which had hit the FCT and other states in recent times, have continued to bite hard. As a matter of fact, it became more acute over the weekend and widespread nationwide with fuel queues on a scale not seen in recent times, and a product selling for more than 1,000 naira per litre in some places. The scarcity led to disruption of commercial and social activities over the weekend in places like Abuja, the country's commercial hub Lagos, as well as Kaduna, Kano, Port Harcourt, Niger State, Nasarawa, and several other states. Many filling stations shut down their operations due to the severe undersupply of the PMS. Although Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, had said the shortages were caused by distribution challenges, it did not specify the cause of the current spike, which had lingered in Abuja and environs for 4 weeks. Now, News Central actually did do a report on this biting issue. Take a listen.
The fuel crisis has reached a critical point here in Lagos, with long queues at petrol stations becoming a common sight. Drivers are facing hours of wait time, and some stations have shut down entirely due to lack of supply. Many Lagosians are growing increasingly frustrated as they struggle to fill up their tanks, while the scarcity causes disruptions in transportation, affecting businesses and daily commutes.
Everything, but be pushing one wàhálà ni come gbogbo ẹ wálẹ̀ tó bá tẹ̀ jẹ́ kó wọ́n báyìí náà ó ti yé ká máa ríra.
It has affected me greatly and deeply. This morning I'm supposed to be in Aja, but because trying to get fuel and the traffic, the queue in the filling station isn't allowing me to get fuel and move the time I'm supposed to move. It's really affecting me. Since last week, I'm not able to do anything. Please let our government intervene.
Without the fuel in my car, I cannot go for my daily living and my daily basis of business. So I've been here for at least 2.5 hours.
In response to the crisis, Olufemi Shoneye, Chief Corporate Communications Officer of NNPCL, posted a video of Umar Ajiya, the CFO of NNPC Limited, on his X page, attributing the supply shortages in parts of Lagos and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) to distribution challenges. He also denied reports that the NNPC is indebted to international oil traders to the tune of $6.8 billion and that it has failed to remit revenues to the Federation account since January.
We've seen also information out there that the company is over-leveraged. That is far from true. The borrowings we have made so far by this company as outstanding at the end of 2023 are about 5 in number, 2 of which have also been fully repaid.
While the authorities continue in their efforts to alleviate the situation, citizens may have to learn to conserve fuel and limit non-essential travel as a survival strategy, and of course, to ease pressure on limited fuel supply. In Lagos, for News Central, Bettina Nwili.
Really difficult situation there for a lot of Nigerians, particularly when it comes to their businesses and their personal lives. Big question still remains, what exactly is going on with the Dangote refinery? What exactly is going on with our national refineries? Promises were made, monies have been spent, hopes have been raised. Mr. President, how far? On that note, I say thank you for being a great viewer tonight. In case you missed out, you might want to, of course, catch up on our YouTube platform. That's News Central TV. I am Dak Badigboye. Until I come your way again, good night.